will have heard of Dr. Henry Jekyll. You will have heard appalling things. I tell you this, he was my friend, and he was a seeker of truth. The radical theories, life-altering drugs were part of a search to illuminate the elements of goodness and evil which are inherent in every human personality. Henry Jekyll believed he had found a way to control those separate elements, not merely for the purpose of science, but for the relief of human sorrow and suffering.
He entered my life as a brilliant young scientist. He became as dear to me as my own child. I could feel the exhilaration of his knowledge and the profundity of his suffering as though they were mine. I came to understand Andrea. The very real sense of his passion is consistently reenacted within every one of us.
He's beyond help.
And therefore we treat him like an animal. He is a man. He has emotional responses, as sensitive as any of ours. But the memory, the mind, which allowed him to express his emotions, rebels now and refuses to serve them. John, I know there is a means to reintegrate mind and emotion. There must be.
Your colleagues tell me your theories are infinitely more dangerous than he is.
Dangerous?
They say you're trespassing on hallowed ground when you experiment with the human mind.
My colleagues are cowards, afraid of what they don't understand. How can we call ourselves civilized unless we are prepared to help him and every wretched soul like him?
He's lost, Henry. Lost to himself and to the world. He will never reach it.
I have to
You
try.
have tried everything.
Not true. I am at the very point of perfecting a formula, a combination of rare drugs.
I admire your tenacity, Henry, but I question your philosophy. Do you seriously believe your drugs can change what God has set in motion?
Yes. It can be changed, Sir Atlas. We shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye. Lost in the darkness, silence surrounds you. Once there was morning, now in mist and night. If I could reach you, I'd guide you and teach you to walk from this darkness back into the light. Deep in your silence, please try to hear me. I'll keep you near me till night passes by. I will find the answer. I'll never desert you. I promise you this, till the day that I die. Good night, Father.
There's a face that we wear in the cold light of day.
It's society's mask, it's society's way.
And the truth is that it's all of us. There's a face that we hide till the nighttime appears.
And what's hiding inside
behind horses. It's a true self locked inside the car. Every day, people in their own sweet way like to add a coat of portraits and be more anyway. That's how I play this play, living out of masquerade, acting up the sorcery while playing the same. But there's one thing I know, and I know it for sure. This disease we've got has got no ready cure, and I'm certain life is terribly hard. When your eyes are the sun.
Look around you, I have found you cannot tell by looking at the surface what is lurking every minute. See that face now, I'm prepared to bet you what you see, not what you get, 'cause man's a master of deceit.
So why is the sin is the secret? The lie he will tell you is true. Instead it's many feet of the streets in one man, but two.
Nearly everyone you see like him invariably when he pretends to be a pillar of society, a model of propriety,
Sobriety and piety.
shudders at the thought of notoriety.
The ladies and gents here before you, which none of them ever admits. They have singing ups, but the sinners and crooks, hypocrites. There are preachers who kill, there are killers who preach, there are teachers who lie, there are liars who teach. Take a pick, dear, 'cause it's all a facade. If we're not one but two, are we evil or good? Do we walk the fine line and we cross it we could? Are we waiting to break through the facade? One or two, I have had a well to do. Ah, they're as bad as me and you, right down to them, intertwined with half mankind. Thinks the other half is lying. Wouldn't be surprised to find they're all in cahoots. At the end of the day, they don't mean what they say. They don't say what they mean. They don't have a captain. And the answer
It's all
it is all of the sun. And he's nothing the two. He is evil and good. And he walks a fine line. We'd all cross if we could. It's a nightmare. We can never restore. St. Jude's Hospital is now met. Sir Daniel Coleen presiding here. Also in attendance is Grace, the Bishop of Basingstoke.
Yes.
Right Honourable Sir Archibald Fruits, Lord Savage, Lady Beaconsfield, and General Lord Glossop.
Yourself. Stride.
Simon Stride, Honorary Secretary, respectfully recording the order of business.
I'm already late for 2 hours.
Let's get on with it.
Dr. Jekyll, the sole purpose for our extraordinary meeting is to permit you to explain the very unusual request that you previously submitted to us. Right,
Which we thoroughly reject.
Dr. Jekyll's case is of particular interest to me, as you all know. Let's therefore allow him to submit his request this one last time.
Distinguished Governors, I am obliged to thank you in advance for hearing me out in this matter of vital interest to any enlightened member of society.
Hey, Dr. Jekyll, let us dispense with the niceties and proceed with the matter at hand.
Certainly, Mr. Stride. Forgive my good manners. Distinguished Governors, in each of us there reside two separate natures, two distinct personalities. One dark, one light, one good, One evil. It is the curse of mankind that these two extremes should be constantly at war.
Please, Henry, to the point.
It is clear to me now that we have the power to divide this primitive duality of man into its separate components, to isolate what is functional from what is dysfunctional, and to control these elements forever. My experiments with various animals have convinced me that the separation, the behavioral control of which I speak, is more than theoretical, it is achievable. I must be permitted now to test my procedure and my formula on a human subject.
A what? A human soul?
To be prodded and tested like a laboratory rat?
Yes, madam. Yes, gentlemen. I ask that I be permitted to select a patient who will help me to prove my theory for the betterment of all mankind. A volunteer, I hope.
A volunteer mental patient. It's very good.
The man whom society has already abandoned is hopeless. An inmate of this prison.
Henry.
And you would perform your surgery on this pitiful creature's brain?
No! As I have already explained, to this august body, my treatment takes the form of rare drugs, precisely combined, administered through hypodermic injection. There are doomed or consoled in 1,000 asylums, left there to rot for the lack of a plan. In the name of compassion and medical science, I can save many lives if you'll give me one man.
I tell you now, the church will never sanction it.
Sacrilege, lunacy, blasphemy, heresy.
Heresy, you're treading on dangerous ground. In legal terms, I say extremely unsound.
Your lack of humility strikes me as odd. What makes you think you have the right to claim God?
The bishop speaks for all of us when he says you claim God. There's such a thing as ethics for which you ride with shod. You're a doctor, not a savior. Dr. Jekyll to the stars. But I judge from your behavior, you can't tell the two apart.
Mr. Stride, I'm simply a scientist. I have a code to which I remain true. I don't presume to the stature of moralists. Highly pretension like that, sir, to you.
Henry, I've always encouraged your enterprise, and I've been hopeful that you would succeed. But given the problems my colleagues can visualize, I see no choice but for you to concede.
No, my fate is yours to choose, but if I fail, the world will lose when I am on the threshold of success. I beg you, governors, you must say yes.
Dr. Jekyll, enough of your ranting song. This is a hospital here to save lives.
Do you think we will let you play havoc with all the high principles for which it strives? Do you expect us to compromise all that we stand for, indulging your dangerous game? Sacrifice all common sense to your dubious aims?
Can't you see I'm not playing games? Just give me the opportunity to solve things to bizarre.
Open up your eyes, and this man has gone too far.
Unless you listen to me.
Doctor, please watch your tone to that man. Can't you see you're on your
In order! If ever I needed further justification for my work, gentlemen, you just provided it! Just look at what has happened here. Mix anger with a touch of fear. The danger's all too crystal clear, just look at you! A darker psychic breaking through, observant now in me and you. The evil any man can do must be controlled. I beg of you, I'll show you how it can be done. Here is a chance to take charge of our fate. Deep down, you must know tomorrow's too late. One rule of life we cannot rearrange. The only thing constant is change. The only thing constant is change.
Distinguished colleagues, your verdict, please. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, nay. Nay, 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 nay.
Mr. Danvers.
I abstain.
By 5 votes to none with 1 abstention, Dr. Jekyll's extraordinary proposal is rejected. Thank you for your time, Doctor.
I am shocked to the core of my being.
Well, who's going to take me to lunch? Bessie?
No, Teddy, I've heard enough demented babbling for one day.
This is England, you know. Not the continent.
I'm profoundly sorry. I did try to prepare you.
Trying to convince them that you're mad.
John, they set themselves up to be friends of medicine, friends of knowledge. They are hypocrites, every last one of them.
Yes, but they're powerful hypocrites. You should exercise greater caution.
I can't afford caution.
Henry! You are obsessed by your father's condition.
Of course I'm obsessed. He's my father. I tore my life from him. The flesh on my bones is his. I know I could save him. And the thousands of others who dwell in that same darkness if they'd only let me. How can I pursue the truth if I can block each step I take?
Henry, you have come too far. And look at you, father stay.
John, I know I'm right. Must let my vision guide me. I'm so weary of this fight. There's so little left inside me.
If you know that you are right, then you've got to see it through. You've got to see it through.
7 years ago, I started out on this alone. Doubts alone, I'll see it through to its conclusion. Were they to judge what I am doing, they know nothing of the endless possibilities I see. It's ludicrous, I'm bound by their decision.
Seems vision is a word they've never heard.
If unless I treat them with derision, it's absurd.
And yet, the fact remains, those bastards fall for brains.
United testing, but the guests are getting rested. Pause, the guests of honor's causing a big
Dr. Jekyll started before his own engagement party. His betrothal to Sir Danvers' daughter, Emma.
Wasting time. Who does this Jekyll fella think he is? Impertinence like that in the army would have earned him a good flogging.
No. Perfect way to stamp out any national side of progress. In general.
Absolutely. He's tinkering with a man's soul. And I don't like it. He's lucky we're living in modern times. Today's penalties for heresy are not what they should be.
And we should thank the good Lord that we have you to represent modern times, Your Grace.
If Jekyll's as clever as you say he is, what's he doing trying to save paupers and madmen? Yes, what possible use is that? I've lived in St. James for 60 years, and I've never even seen a pauper, let alone a madman.
I think he's mad, if you must know. Danvers, we're talking about your future son-in-law, and I think you're mad to let him marry your daughter.
It's not father's decision, lady. Precious it's mine.
Very best what I've got in number societies, baby. Emma assures me, Henry Jekyll is impeccable husband material.
Well, for a start, it is less than impeccable to be late for one's own engagement party. Shows a remarkable lack of style.
Jekyll, can this be you? What kind of man is this you've taken? Can you not see the kind of life that this would be? You are mistaken. Time to awaken before it's too late. Before you forever determine your fate.
But Simon, you knew I had to be free. What I choose to do is decided by me. From the day when Mother died, my mama, full of good intentions, treated me as though I were a young child. Maybe his idea was just to wait till I grew up and then look at me and hope that I'd be her. It's easy to accept that from afar. He'd rather things remain the way they were. But when it comes to marriage, I must pick who I prefer. I'm not the weak young thing you're seeking, Simon. Someone's 17, obedient and sweet. I am not the protege to waste your time on. I'm complete. In Henry's eyes I see what I am meant to be.
Henry Jekyll, you're a devil. You have robbed us of London's most lovely girl.
I could turn to drink when I stopped to think, and thus marrying a doctor instead of an earl.
Poor girl! Ah, the late Dr. Jekyll.
My apologies, Madame.
There's nothing to forgive, dear boy. I came out and ready to anticipation. We thought we might invite your wedding guests for the day after the ceremony, just to make sure the groom is in attendance.
Never fear, I'll be there. The 6 weeks until the wedding will be the longest of my life.
Well, your half hour this afternoon with the governors of St. Jude's was certainly the longest of my life.
And to take every opportunity that I am given to state my beliefs.
Even though you antagonize the established authority in the process.
St. Andrews, your friends are not the established authority, merely the established prejudice.
My friend Dr. Jekyll is a man of honor, St. Andrews. Not of applause.
I was not aware of the tutor in that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fireworks.
Fireworks, ladies and gentlemen who come along. Mr. Utterson to enjoy fireworks.
If you're unemployed.
They are. Bishop, come on and have a glass of port.
Miss Coleen,
Dr. Jekyll.
are you angry with me? You should be.
I'm just happy you're here.
I try never to miss any social occasion attended by Lady Beaconsfield. Is there a Lord Beaconsfield?
He died 30 years ago.
Sensible fellow. My dearest Simon, you realize you're letting yourself in for a lifetime of these aggravations.
Yes, I realize that.
You cannot live from seeing old clock that everyone else does.
I realize that too.
And an old good conscience. I must advise you that I love you far too much to have you suffer the sort of life I have to offer. I must go on with the work I'm committed to. How can I not when my theories are true? And I will prove if I'm never committed to. Things are not wrong just because they are new.
Henry, I adore you. Always had them, always felt it. And your dreams were mine. I will always understand, however hard the path is planned. Our lives will intertwine.
Who knows where my work will lead me?
Nowhere you will not need me.
Oh, please, I beg you, lead me.
Just leave me on my own.
The only thing I fear is the unknown. way where I am going. But where's the prize I have my eyes on? Where there is just an unknowing, and when despair tears me in two, who can I turn to but you? You know who I am. Take me as I
My eyes, could you see there someone you know, or just a stranger? If you are wise, you will see me there. Love is the only danger. Love leading me, love leading you. We'll make that one dream come true. You know who I am. Take me as I am. No faith, always do what we desire.
Still we can set the world on fire. Give me your hand, give me your heart, swear we'll never part. This is who I Take me as I
Emma,
you asked for.
so are you, Dr. Jekyll? Or can't imagine why.
Well, I fancy people will be curious to know why the two main reasons for this party are resolutely hiding from it.
Come on, Henry. Test your theories against these other lesser fireworks.
I hope you gave him the scolding he deserves.
Did my scolding ever change?
Oh, I was alone in finding Henry's behavior difficult to tolerate.
You don't have to tolerate it, Father. He's very mean. Not him.
Emma, don't you understand? It's you that I'm concerned
Mother,
for.
you should be concerned for him. He's the one in need.
I'm only trying to protect you. What else would you have your father do?
I think I would die if any harm should come.
You're scared, my child, because I'm going to lose you.
I find it very hard to let you go.
Father, if you tried to, you could never lose me. Darling Father, I still love you more than you will ever know. If we want our love to grow,
I know. In time, I have to let you go. We mustn't
be afraid of
letting go.
again.
It's what we're here for. Because of you, girl! Welcome to the Red Rat, gentlemen. How good of you to pay us a call.
Henry Jekyll, you're a devil.
Leading friends to a life of debauchery.
Mr. Utterson, is it not?
Mr. Utterson. Why, John!
By John!
John?
As you can see, Gwynny, she also desperately needs something.
Leading friends to a life of debauchery.
I could turn to drink, and I will, I think.
Why on earth have you brought me here?
You need the relaxation, Henry.
He is right, Henry. You need relaxation. Table 1 and champagne for Mr. Utterson's party. The show is about to start, Henry. You will love the new girl.
Well, Lucy, it's about time you got here.
Oh, look who it is, Her Royal Majesty, Queen of the Red Rat.
You are in trouble, girl. We're running late, and the spider's in a foul mood.
That'll make a nice change. Don't upset him, Lucy. You know what this spider can do. No, I suppose you've been up in Hyde Park again listening to all them speeches.
What's wrong with that? I like to listen. I just want to learn.
Lucy, you're such a fool, filling your head with all that rubbish.
All you need to learn is to be on time. Now you get your ass out onto that stage. You got 2 minutes. I don't know who you girls
Think you are!
think you are.
Well, don't worry, Winnie, nor do we.
I'd rather be nobody than her. Chin up, Lucy. You're the nicest nobody I know.
Look at me and tell me who I am, why I am, what I am. I call me a fool, and it's true. I am. I don't know who I am. It's such a shame. I'm such a sham. No one knows who I am. Am I the face of the future? Am I the face of the past? Am I the one who must finish? Look at me and tell me who I am, why I am, what I am. Will I survive? Who will keep her down? If no one knows who I am, nobody knows.
Lucy, on stage!
Then people and memories, never through history as well.
Why were you late?
Doesn't matter, it won't happen again.
If it does, it'll happen to a dead girl. And I mean that.
I know you do.
Lucky for you, I'm in a good mood tonight. I'll be up to your room later on to show you just how good.
Lucky me.
Be good to him, Luce. Some knows quality when they sees it.
Look, I wonder, is there anything that I can do?
Yes, you can tell me if the rest of my face is still there.
It appears to be. It's a lovely face, look after it. I really would like to help you if I could. Please. I mean, you helped me.
I did?
Yes.
How?
With your stone. Good and evil, it made me think that we all have to make choices, don't we?
Some of us do. So what's your specialty?
I'm a doctor. And tonight you made me realize that I can be the patient, too.
Serious.
Oh, yes, I am.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
It all sounds a bit weird to me. But whatever makes you happy. Here's to the night, here's to romance. To those afraid of taking a chance. Yet I can see you're not off to the chase. But if you're ever in
It's getting late. I have to go. If any time you never know, you need a friend. And I mean simply that, a friend.
Henry Jekyll, you're a devil.
There's no end to your life of the
I'm going, John, and you!
Yes, sir.
Henry, wait! I was joking!
What the bleeding hell is wrong with you? That gent was trying to be nice to you! How many like him you think there is hanging on the vine?
Well, thank you, John, for the relaxation. That's what it was.
Never stop brooding over your damnable theories for once in a moment.
But I did discover something essential.
What's that?
My volunteer.
Henry. Henry, where are you going?
My offices. I'm going to work tonight. I
I
must.
don't hear it. You need to rest, Henry. You must promise me. Promise me you're not contemplating a volunteer for the Red Rat.
Good heavens, John. You think of me as such an unprincipled character.
Fool! Send him straight to bed. He must have rest. So must I. I'm going home.
Quite right, sir. I'll do what I can. Anything more you need, sir? You could stir the fire. Of course. Then go to bed. I won't meet you again this evening. Good night, sir. Pool.
Sir?
You knew my father in his best days. His mind and his spirit were extremely strong, weren't they?
He was the finest gentleman I ever knew, sir.
Must do it for his sake.
Sir?
Nothing. Nothing. Good night.
Good night.
Now there is no choice. I must put aside the fears I feel inside. There's no place to hide. So it comes to this. One great golden chance that only I can take. Now everything I fought for is at stake. To make the mark that only I can make. This is the moment. This is the day when I send all my doubts and demons on their way. Every endeavor I have made ever is coming into play. It's here and now, today. This is the moment. This is the time when the momentum and the moment are in rhyme. Give me this moment, this precious chance. I'll gather up my past and make some sense at last. This is the moment when all I've done, all of the dreaming, scheming and screaming become one. This is the day. See it sparkle and shine when all I live for becomes mine. For all these years I faced the world alone, and now the time has come to prove that there might live on my own. This is the moment, my final test. Destiny beckoned, I never 3:56 a.m. I have started this alone, and I must finish it alone. I know now that I must use myself as the subject of the experiment. I must be wise. I must try to analyze each change in me, everything I see. How will it be? Will I see the world through different eyes? Like a warning light, glimmering in red, like crimson bloodshed, shimmering in red, beautiful and strange. See the colors change before my eyes. See how they dance and they sparkle like diamonds at night, leading me out of the darkness and into the light. 3:58 a.m. It is done. I have injected myself with 5 centiliters of the newly fused formula. Salty. Bitter taste stings the gums. Warm in the gullet. A prickling heat spreading strongly through my veins. Slight feeling of euphoria. Lightheadedness. No noticeable behavioral differences. Now the die is cast. Nothing left to do. Time alone can prove my theory's true. Show the world. Dear God, what's this? Something is happening. I can't explain. Something inside me, a breath in vain, devours and consumes me and drags me insane. Suddenly, uncontrolled, something is taking a hand. Suddenly, agony, chilling me, agony. Suddenly, out of breath. What is this? Is this game? Suddenly, look at me. Can it be? Who is this creature that I see?
4 o'clock. And all's well. Unexpected development. Free! I feel alive. There's this feeling of power divine, making me know why I'm alive. Like the night is a secret, sinister, dark, and unknown. Having not know what I seek yet, I'll seek it alone. I have a thirst that I cannot deprive. Never have I felt so alive. There is no button I couldn't survive. Feeling like this, feeling alive, like the moon in a dim mark. Lost and alone in the night, bound by some heavenly stigma, but blazing light. It's the feeling of being alive, and the feeling of truly alive. It's a truth that cannot be denied. It's the feeling of being alive.
I'm so sorry, Miss Carew. Perhaps next week.
No, we won't again. Not until Dr. Jekyll asks us for me.
Emma.
Oh, he asks about you constantly, Miss Carew. Well, he's not seen anybody, not for weeks now, because of his work.
Yes, I know. Show him the flowers, Paul, and the nourishing things I brought. If you can get his attention. Maybe I can remind him that there is more in his life than his work, his self-example.
Emma, I thought you weren't coming here again until he emerges.
This is absurd. He's sacrificing everything valuable in his life to this experiment.
The experiment is the most valuable thing in his life.
After you.
No. No, you need it. Now I understand that. Coming along with me, are you staying?
Fine, I'm coming along, of course. I'm just trying to persuade Mr. Utterson that he's wasting his time.
I did not wish to alarm Miss Caruso, and it is hardly my place to criticize the doctor. But for more than a week now, he's been locked in that laboratory. I'm instructed to leave his rings at the door. Go away.
He's been alone in there all this time.
Alone, sir? No.
But if you're forbidden to admit it,
I did not admit him, sir. The doctor must have let him in. I would not have admitted a man of that sort to the doctor's home. I saw him here, just once, standing in front of the fire, staring at his reflection. He told me to clear out and not disturb him and the doctor again. But later, that same night, I heard the doctor, or someone, in the laboratory there, crying, weeping. The strangest sound you ever heard, sir. Hold! Sir, hold! Sir,
I have been ringing for a quarter of an hour. I want you to go to Mr. Bliss at the pharmacist now and fetch me back these drugs. Now!
Henry! Good Lord, what has happened to you?
Now!
Paul, you look as if you're in the grip of the very devil.
John, there is something you must do for me. There is a letter here for Emma, one for her father, and one for you. If ever I should be taken ill or go away for some time without otherwise alerting you, all you will need to know is inside these letters.
If you should go away, what are you saying? I won't accept these.
John, you were my lawyer. More essentially, For essentially, you are my friend. You must do this for me.
And you, mighty Henry, must re-examine your priorities. You have your work, nothing more. You are possessed. What is your demon? You've never been this way before. You've lost the fire. You built your dream. There's something strange. There's something wrong. I see a change. It's like when hope dies. I have known for so long. I see the pain in your eyes. There was a time when that you had a plan, a wife for your world, and it all overall seems to know what it's for. Now it seems
he could lose control, and that I dread. There has been talk. They say he's gone too far. He's locked himself away in his own world, pursuing this insanity.
It is his work.
For the work, he is obsessed. The man is driven.
Time, ask no more. His heart's a crime to be forgiven.
There's something strange.
Time, ask no more.
I see a change on his outside. This changing dreams in love of mine.
In your mind.
Yes, his work is
a young lady to see you, sir. Well, then send her away. Indeed, sir. She's dressed little enough like a lady. No doubt she found your card. Dropped on the street somewhere.
My card?
Yes, sir.
Well, then I will see her. Now.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm sorry, Miss Lucy.
Yes. Harris, I'm the one that you and your friend met.
I remember, yes. Oh, would you please sit down? So, what brings you here?
You said if I ever needed a friend.
Yes, of course. Good God.
Pretty, isn't it?
Who on earth would do such a thing?
A real English gentleman. Did a lovely job.
Just a moment.
Some men are real skillful when it comes to causing pain.
And you didn't go to the police?
The police.
Yes.
A girl like me making a complaint about a man like him. A rich man. That's funny. I won't forget his name. Hyde. Edward
Why come to me? Do you have family?
I ain't got no family. You gave me your card.
Yes, of course I did.
Never had someone like you be nice to me before.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry. There. You'll soon feel more comfortable.
I feel like a lady.
Well, you are the most extraordinary lady.
I am in love with the things that I see. It's a memory I know time will
Good morning.
everything was to your satisfaction, Your Grace.
Oh, very nice. Yes.
Sweet little girl, isn't she? Plenty of potential.
Very, very nice, yes. I'd like to see her again. Next week?
Certainly, Your Grace. Happy to oblige. Must make a pleasant change from all your charity work. But of course, we do not do it for charity.
Oh,
Wednesday, all right?
oh, Wednesday, very, very nice, yes. Goodbye for now, my dear.
Say cheerio to His Grace. Never mind her. She is stunned by your generosity. That is all. Till Wednesday then. Stay out! Was fällt dir ein? Ich schlag die Nase aus.
Your Grace, it warms my heart to know that romance still blossoms even in the sewers of London.
Who are you, sir?
What a pretty pair. The Romeo of the cloth and the Juliet of the gutter. Though Juliet is a trifle young for such a disgusting old Romeo.
How dare you, sir? You know who I am?
Yes, sir, yes, Your Grace. I know exactly who you are. Eminent churchman and philanthropist. Friend to those in need, particularly of the female gender, and ye still tend.
Let me pass this
not
now.
to Rupert the 14th. Bishop of Basingstoke! My excellency's most did you have seen Carabas and believed it in the ground? Animals trapped behind bars in the zoo need to run and free. No predators live by the prey they pursue. This time the predators win. Like a raging desire, fill my own soul with its curse, burning with primitive fire, berserk and purpose tonight. I'll come to heaven rise, you from all the gods of night. I'll take all mankind under all the earth, and I feel I'll live on forever. With Satan himself by my side, and I'll show the world that tonight, and forever the name to remember, the name that will rise. What a feeling of being so alive! I've never seen me so alive. Such a feeling of evil inside. That's the feeling of living and
My friend Jekyll continued his golden journey. It was not to tell us where he was going. Perhaps he no longer knew himself. The burden he placed on me was unbearable. I was a blind witness, allowed to hear his cries of anguish, forbidden to seek them, to understand, or to help. Then to see or speak to him for weeks.
Yet Jekyll had become like a son to me, not merely a presumptive son-in-law. Some kind of dark web was being cast around him and those connected to his work at St. Jude's. Did not allow Emma and Henry to get caught in that web.
Read about the hideous murder, rough and religious murder,
That poor old Bishop Mothershop!
See walking with his daughter, a moment proud to slaughter.
the shepherd tended to his flock.
He died a London son, a slave to martyrdom.
He died without complaint.
He should be made a saint.
He's no way come to know.
Innocence carry on, why should it be? This mystery.
In the night,
It's a nightmare, it's a rat snare, in the night.
I'm happy to inform you that you were relieved of your duty, sir.
All of them! Damned impertinence! Who in hellfire are ye?
Now, in hellfire.
Ah. It's another of you gone, Teddy!
Maybe this is another murder, just like that other murder. That poor old Jekyll lost it. Dead.
Last week that bishop caught thee, that bloated Johnny party, that fella must be off his head.
That's during the last 4 days. This killer has fencing ways.
To kill outside St. Paul's requires a lot of balls.
He hates the upper class.
He must be on his ass.
Tomorrow night, sir. What's it for?
None of your bloody business!
No, sir. Of course not, sir. Are you all right, Dr. Jekyll? You don't seem to be yourself.
I've been better, listen. I've been better.
It has a killer on the loose. Would be a gang. The gang is dead inside the loose.
The man must have him.
Maybe his nerve will fail him.
They've got to try to get him.
They concentrate and get him now. What's his name? There's a lot of people famous. It's the worst man murder. It's the worst man murder. Nothing's worse than bloody murder in the night.
Outrageous. When I order a decent claret, I expect a decent claret.
Oh, Archie, you wouldn't know a decent claret if it poured itself down your shirt.
Of course I would.
Then why do you always serve that cheap swill when we dine at your place?
Well, well, if it isn't faith, hope, and charity.
You. And who in petition are you, sir?
Oh, no one you would know, Sir Archibald. Lady Beaconsfield. Your Lordship!
Bessie, get inside.
Sweet, how you hypocrites hang together.
Scandalous. Step aside, you creature. This is my final admonition. And this is mine.
Listen, my lord, you really should be more careful wearing your real diamonds on the street. You never know whom you might encounter. Please. A difficult word for you to pronounce, isn't it, the lady? Must be the first time you've used it!
Not the worst two murders.
That's worse than the most murders.
That makes it murders 3 and 4.
Let's try to transform. You're missing. I hear it's extremely messy. And poor old Archie is no more. It is not another. Let's go the last 8 days. It's done this latest phrase. This time it was in my state. And he may come back again.
Rise again. Rise again. What can we do? Teddy, is it you? You're traveling?
No, escaping.
Otherwise, I wish I could persuade Dr. Jekyll to do the same.
Where are you going, sir?
I'm telling it to no one. Oh, Addictive, actually. I don't know what you heard of that, but I did everything I could. I tried to save them, all of them. Tried like hell.
Don't you know, but that's a matter between you and God. God knows that you know that you tried. Have a safe journey.
Bad news from God, Teddy.
Gentlemen, it will be hard.
He'll kill at will, 'cause they're all so good in Scotland Yard.
No step.
He'll kill us if we let him.
I know a way to get him.
No!
Murder him.
No matter who we're blaming,
Till they put what's his name in there. There's something we would claim it. Burn him. On our doorstep. Burn him. So much. Doorstep. Burn him. Take one. Doorstep. You'll be burned in the night. Burn him. What's it one down? Burn him. And the unrun. Burn him. Is it young and bloody? Burn him in the night.
October 6th, 10:45. And we are here. We are here alone. Terrible. More terrible than a beast stalking its prey.
What are you doing? Who let you in here?
Who let me into the office?
Oh.
What's worried I was unlocked? I was desperate for some word.
And you thought to find it spying in my journal.
Henry. Look at me. I cannot believe that either one of us has become so altered that we are unable to have a simple conversation. I understand your work is unprecedented and rare. I see what it's doing to you. To us. And yet I know you must move forward. You believe in this first try.
It's going beyond him. It's taken control of me, like an addiction. And yet the truth is inside somewhere, and I can't explain it to myself, much less to you.
There's no need to explain it. You never promised me that you would be easy or pleasant to kiss. We would take it together. When this song
Don't abandon me. In God's name, I have never needed you more. And I do love you, Emma.
I will wait for you however long it takes. I will pray for you. And you need me. If you need me, you know where I'll be.
October 7th, 1:30 a.m. The experiment is out of control. The transformations are beginning to recur of their own accord. The beast has taken a heavy toll, not only on me, who can yet be saved, but on others who cannot. Emma, I just... Leave me alone. I must work.
Let's give us some answers first. What is the meaning of this document? Who is Edward Hyde?
John!
Why in God's name did you bequeath to him everything that you possess?
Those letters would be opened.
Only in case of rain or became ill. You have gone away here, and clearly you are ill. Who is Edward Hyde?
Coleen! Inextricably involved in this experiment. Should I be unable to complete it, he must have the wherewithal to continue my work.
Edward, if I am to act as your lawyer and your friend, you must tell me everything.
I have. I told you everything that can be told, everything I comprehend myself. And now I must ask you for an even greater favor.
Me?
Mr. Chemist has acquired a quantity of rare drugs for my immediate use. They will be delivered to your offices the instant he has them, and then you must bring them here. Now please, no further questions, solicitor! John, do not leave this room until the final step has been accomplished. You've got to trust me. Just a few more days.
Trust you with my life. I suppose I must trust you with your own.
Yes, old friend, my life is in the balance. Many lives are in the balance. All our lives. His life, too. He wreaks his vengeance upon a contemptible world, and then he disappears within me like the stain of breath upon a mirror. He has found his perfect hiding place. He is cruelty incarnate, everything that I have wanted to eradicate from man's nature. And yet, so wonderful is his love of life. The streak of madness lies inside of me. What is the truth my fears conceal? What evil force makes Edward hide of me? What darker side of me does he reveal? What is this strange obsession that's tearing me apart? Some strange, deranged expression of what's in my heart. monster coming near to me, becoming clear to see. Will what I fear to be so?
I sit and watch the rain, and see my tears run down the window pane. I sit and watch the sky, and I can hear it breathe in a song. I think of him, how we were, and when I think of him, then I in his eyes, I can see where my heart longs to be. In his eyes, they see gentle, and that's where myself belongs. Safe in his arms, close to his heart. I'm looking in his eyes when I see beyond tomorrow. I am seeing in his eyes when I see beyond sorrow. Will his eyes reveal to me promises or lies that he can conceal from me? The love in his eyes, I know his most of all, the look that hypnotized me. If I'm wise, I will walk away and gladly. But sadly, nowadays it's hard to talk away the memories and love is worth forgiving for. Now I realize everything worth living for is there in his eyes. Love is worth forgiving for. Now I realize everything worth living for is there
Gentlemen, LOC, says it's a friend of yours.
I'm longing for the sunny days.
Oh, for a moment it almost was. I have some rather sad news, Lucy. I
have to go away for a little while. Friend, and I have a little dispute to settle.
Be nice to him, Lucy. Be nice.
Are you not glad to see me go?
No, sir.
You always told me you were lying. Lucy. Shouldn't take long. I will know where you are in a moment. I am gone. And God help you if you're not waiting for me when I return. Dark dream that has no ending. Can someone believe that it's true? A dance of death, a little mystery tale. The frightened princess doesn't know what to do. Because she will descend. I don't know.
But it's true all the same, it's a dangerous one speaks.
No shame, fire, fury, and flame. And the angels proclaim.
It's a dangerous.
If you live around here, lots of people like you will make promises. They will not honor, my dear. And the truth is, you have not yet gone. There's a beast at the door and he's wild and free, but we won't let him. It's because we don't want to see what is lurking right behind the facade.
Henry? I'm afraid Dr. Jekyll is not available.
Dr.
There's no point in waiting, Mr. Addison. I don't expect the doctor anytime soon.
I am here.
Leave me the tracks! Okay.
I will leave the moment with Dr. Jekyll. Where is he?
Well, even if I told you, you would not believe me.
Why do you tell me where he is? Or why you sinfully afford his? Choice is yours, Mr. Hyde. Yes, I know I'm wrong. I can see that Henry has good reason to be frightened of you. What have you done with him?
What have I done with him? What has he done with me? I'm going to show you! John.
You're not afraid of the truth, are you?
Of science.
My father, and the thousands of others who inhabit that same unhabitable hell. I may be able to regain control. Hyde is a part of me, John, freed from within, and now he has returned with him where I could subdue him. But there is no time. I have one more task. Which you must accomplish for me. Tell us she must read it at once. Girl, read it to her if necessary. She must leave London immediately. Her life also hangs in the balance, sister's mine.
Is it your message I'm taking? Oh, yes.
John, if you knew him, you wouldn't ask. Go on! With these new ingredients, I have one final chance to save myself, to control him.
Oh, my friend, God help us all!
Somehow I have to get back to the place where my journey started, find the course I charted when I first departed. Somehow I have to hang on to the vision that first inspired me, to the hope that fired me when the world admired me. I'll find my way back to the higher ground and see the view I saw before. I search the world until the answer's found. Turn my despair around forevermore. Somehow I have to rebuild all the dreams and the winds have scattered from what fate has shattered. I'll retrieve what matters. Somehow I have to go on to the evil has been defeated till my work's completed. I
Tell Dr. Jekyll. You are to leave London at once. Tonight if possible. Good. My dearest Lucy, I regret more than I can ever express that my private misfortunes prevent me from ever seeing you again. I have found in you a tender and loving light during these past dark days. I hope you will accept me enclosed as a small repayment for the lesson you have taught me. Leave this place, I beg you, and begin again, secure in the knowledge that I shall never forget you. Henry Jekyll.
No, nothing. I don't care.
There is no one expert, but I beseech you to do as he asks. I am sure it's for the best.
Well, why did he come? Why did
Because he is my friend.
Suppose he's mine too.
Believe me. Good night, then. Good luck. May you find a happier life elsewhere.
What I would give to have a new life. One thing I have learned as I go through life, nothing is for free along the way. In the start, that's the thing I need to give you. Heart, have a chance in life to follow you are just a simple role that I can play. You hope something to convince me to renew. You
You weren't expecting me. But who else can I turn to? For sympathy, tenderness. You've had another visitor this evening.
Oh, no.
Wasn't the doctor himself, was it? No. Henry's such a very busy man.
I know Dr. Jekyll.
Know him? Oh, we're close. Very close. He and I. We share everything. Just as you and I do, my sweet Lucy. Everything. Leave this place, I beg you. Now, we're planning on leaving the city without saying goodbye first.
No, sir, I'm not going anywhere.
That's right, Lucy, you're not going anywhere. Come to me now. Close. Closer. Sympathy. Tenderness. Warmth. Of me. Embrace. Friendliness. Gentleness. Strangers to my life. They are there in this faith. Goodness and sweetness and kindness abounded in this lost in the darkness. Silence surrounds me. Once there was morning. Now, in this night, I will find the answer. I'll never desert you. I promise you this. Till the day don't you really think that I would ever let you go? Don't you think I never set you free? If you do, I'm sad to say, it simply isn't so. You will never get away from me. All that you are is a face in the mirror. I close my eyes and you will disappear. I'm what you face when you face in the mirror. Long as you live, I will still be here. All that you are is the end of a nightmare. All that you are is a dying scream. After tonight, I shall end this demon dream. This is not a dream, my friend, and it will never end. This face is a nightmare that goes on. No matter what you may pretend, and you'll flourish long after you're gone. Soon you will die, my silence will hide you. You cannot choose but to lose control. You can't control me, I live deep inside you. Each day you feel me devour your soul. I don't need you to survive like you need me. I'll become holy to dance for death. And have a choice as you breathe your final breath.
Henry had entered the very gates of hell, and seen what lay beyond. His search for the truth had come to nothing. He knew he must leave his father in his unending darkness.
Yet, back from the dead he came. The sound of wedding bells, ready to embrace the next. He hoped a much happier chapter of his life.
Henry, John, Albert, will you take this one?
What is it?
Oh God, oh God, not now. Help me, sir. Oh, please take it by no way. Don't kill me. You shall kill me. Oh God, Henry, somehow the fire I pray. Oh God, Henry. God have mercy. Don't never say. God have mercy.
The order of business! God's name, Dr. Jekyll!
There is no Dr. Jekyll! There is only Hyde.
Hyde! It has nothing to do with you. Let her go.
No one touches Hyde. No one or she dies before God.
Emma!
No one! Father!